Have you ever seen one of those movies where one single person tends to exist in different realities? And when you come to those different realities, that person tends to exhibit different personalities, have different levels of strength, and even tends to achieve different levels of success. Now, that's actually what quantum leaping is all about. It's gotten from the concept of quantum physics, which suggests that there are multiple realities and, as such, infinite versions of you. So, I want you, if you're seeing this video, to take it as a sign from the universe that that dream that you have in your mind, that desire you've nursed in your mind for way too long, and you wake up every single day doubting your own potential, doubting your own strength and ability to make that dream a reality. This is your sign that that dream, that personality, that version of yourself currently exists, and you just need to step into her. So please stay tuned because I'll be showing you exactly how to use this concept and bend it to your will. And let's get into it. Hey guys, my name is Ozioma and welcome back to my channel. As if this is your first time seeing my videos, you definitely want to subscribe because I'm all about personal growth and development, how to become the best version of yourself. So you definitely want to stick around. You'd love it here. So let's get into it. The first thing you want to do if you want to change your reality using quantum leaping is for you to set a very powerful intention. Now, the idea behind this is for you to have a clear picture of where you're going. Now, most times the mistakes we make is that we are very vague with our intentions. Maybe you could set an intention like, I want to become a surgeon. What kind of surgeon do you want to be? Maybe there are different branches of surgery. Maybe you're the cardiovascular surgeon, or maybe you're the surgeon for the ear, or maybe you're the surgeon for women, a gynecologist kind of surgeon. So you need to be very clear about what your intentions really are. Maybe you want to get an apartment. Where do you want your apartment to be? Reinvent yourself, change your personality. What kind of personality do you want to have? You need to have a very detailed and clear picture. You need to tailor it down, because when you tailor down your intentions, it's like you writing a specific requirement. It's like you writing a manual to the universe, telling the universe, this is exactly what I want and this is how I want it done. When you're very clear and precise on that, the universe then tailors down its answers, its gifts, its experiences down to your requirements. There is this story I came across. It actually spoke about a young man who worked as he had a 9 to 5 job. I can't really remember what kind of job, either a janitor or an engineer or something like that. And he worked really hard, showing up at his job every single day. So one fateful day, he got really sick and dizzy, and he decided to go to the hospital to run some tests. And then he was diagnosed with brain cancer. Now, the crazy thing is that this man had lived most of his life restricted, playing by the rules, doing what he thought was right. But the moment he got diagnosed with cancer, he literally went ahead to quit his job and follow his dreams of being a full-time DJ. Now, the story actually told us that it's been 9 years since he has been diagnosed with cancer, but this man is actually the most successful he has ever been in his entire life. He's been the most happiest he has ever been, and he's living a much more purposeful and fulfilled life. When it comes to setting powerful intentions, please be very clear about what you want, number one, and let go of the fear. I know you were scared that if you quit your full-time job that you'll be broke and you'll be homeless. You just don't know that, because you'd never really know the answers to specific things until you try them out. Maybe you're thinking all up in your head that, okay, if I do this, it's going to go this way. And then you actually try it out and you find out that life is not as linear as you've always imagined it to be. So let go of your fears, follow your dreams, set that powerful intention, because you're never really gonna know what the universe has in store for you until you put yourself out there to tune into the right frequency. You need to understand that for every dream and desire and the goal that you have, there is a frequency at which that dream and that desire resonates at. Like, let's say, for instance, you want to become an Olympic gold medalist, right? Now, for you to be able to tune into that frequency, you have to close your eyes and visualize that dream. And then you have to start feeling the feelings that comes with that goal or that desire. How would you feel if you're living in your dream house? How would you feel if you were driving your dream car? How would you feel if you started that business that you've always wanted to start and you're actually gaining the amount of success and recognition you've always wanted to gain? How would you feel if you started that foundation, that care home, that dream that has been nursing in your heart for way too long? How would you feel? Now, are you excited? Are you happy? Are you enlightened? Are you empowered? What are the feelings that comes with that dream that you have? Now go ahead and embody those feelings. Now, the mistakes we usually make is that yes, we've set a powerful intention, yes, we know where we are going, but then we let the gap between our current reality and our future reality prevent us from embodying the personality, the feelings that comes with the future. Like, let's say, for instance, you want to be a fashion icon, right? But in your current reality, you're so broke, you don't even have unique fashion pieces. You can't even afford to get one, and probably you're living in a very desolated, isolated environment that has no idea of what fashion, like real fashion, truly means. And then you are troubled and engulfed with the differences between where you currently are and where you want to be. And then you forget to have faith. You forget to hope that things would actually change. Because the crazy thing is that it's not your responsibility to know how your life will change. Your job is to believe, and the work of the universe, the work of God, is to find the how, to implement the how. That's not your responsibility. So, what you want to do is to forget what your reality looks like. Maybe your reality is so stagnated that you don't even see a way out. Okay, but that's not your job. That's not your problem. That's the problem of the universe. That's the problem of God. Let God handle that. What you want to do is be grateful for even the most little things. So when it comes to the chart of vibrations and frequencies, you can see each ranking from the top to the lowest. So the lowest being things like anger, envy. This is when you are resonating at low frequencies, at a low vibration. And the highest being enlightenment, peace, happiness, joy. This is you vibrating on a high frequency. So the crazy thing about life is that it's like codes, like in a computer, you have to input instructions to the computer. Let's say you want to browse on Google, you're going to type in, you want to browse a specific topic, you have to type in that specific topic in order for you to get responses tailored down to that specific topic. The same thing with the universe. You have to type in that specific vibration, you have to impute that code, because whatever code you impute into the universe is exactly what you're going to get back in return. Do you understand? As above, so below. Whatever you put out is what you're going to receive. So if you are constantly vibrating on the low frequency, you're always angry, you're always envious, you're always jealous, you're always complaining, you're always seeing all these negative things around you, guess what's going to happen? The universe is going to amplify that and tailor it back to you. So if you do not like where you currently are, if you do not like what you're currently seeing in your reality, you need to start paying attention to what vibration, what frequency are you resonating at. And the best way to actually change your vibration and your frequency is for you to pay attention to those beliefs that are going on in your head. Because those beliefs has been formed based on your general life experiences. Let's say you keep trying things and things keep failing, then automatically in your mind you just feel like I'm not good enough. So every single day you keep resonating at the frequency of not being good enough, being envious of people that are succeeding, being jealous, being angry and bitter with your life. And as such, that's exactly what you're going to keep experiencing. So if you want to change your frequency, you have to start paying attention to the beliefs you currently have. Start rewiring those beliefs. Change your thoughts, because it's those thoughts that you have, it's those feelings that you have that programs your belief system. You constantly thinking to yourself, oh, I am so broke, and then you feel stuck, then automatically you're constantly broke and you're constantly feeling stuck. Automatically, you then start believing that you're the kind of person who's never going to have enough. And that's exactly what you're going to be experiencing. So pay attention to your thoughts, pay attention to your feeling. Rewire those thoughts. When you think I'm so broke, you tell yourself, no, I'm the kind of person who knows how to make her own money. I'm the kind of person who knows how to take care of myself. So regardless of whatever situation I find myself in, somehow I'm gonna pull it off. And that's it. And the more you keep rewriting those stories that goes on in your head, the more easier it's going to be to resonate at a different vibration. And the moment you start changing your vibration, your reality begins to change. To pay attention to those intuitive nudges. Now, this is the most important thing. We usually have this preconceived notion that the moment I think it, I become it. But that's not exactly the way it works. In reality, there are equations, there are sequence, there are patterns to which things actually happen. That's why it's very important that you need to start paying attention to people that are already where you want to go, people that are living the kind of life you want to live. Because they're the people that already have the cheat code to this life. You want to become a fashion icon. You need to start paying attention to fashion icons. You want to become an entrepreneur. You need to start paying attention to entrepreneurs, successful entrepreneurs, because these people have gone through life and they know exactly how to get to where you want to go. So when it comes to paying attention to the intuitive nudges, I'm going to use an instance or a story from a book. So this book is called The Secret, which is an amazing book that everybody needs to read. It's actually focused on the law of attraction. So he talks about this man in the book. He mentions of how he was always struggling with his finances, and then he decided, okay, you know what? I really want to earn $100,000 by the end of the year. And he had absolutely no idea how he was going to earn it, because he was literally earning way less than that at the end of the year. So he wanted to start earning more. So what he did was that he just set the intention. This is what I want to earn. He stopped stressing about it. That he was just going about his random day, and then he automatically had this weird thought to write the book. And he thought to himself, if I'm able to write a book and I'm able to sell about 1,000 copies of that book at $100 per book, then he would literally have $100,000 by the end of the year. He said he did not overthink it. He just went ahead and did as he thought. He wrote a book and he tried selling the book. And guess what? At the end of the year, he literally made $100,000. What am I trying to say? Most times we set intentions and then you have that intuitive nod. That intuitive nod is that silent, that really calm voice that tells you to go ahead and do something. But because it's so calm, sometimes we don't pay attention to it. Sometimes we ignore it. Sometimes we think it's too insignificant to pay attention to. It could be as little as telling you to go to a seminar. It could be as little as telling you to go grocery shopping right now. It could be as little as telling you to apply for that course, learn that skill, go to that event. And because it's so calm, so little, it's not noisy, it's not loud, we ignore it because we don't think it's important, we don't think it's relevant. But sometimes that voice is actually the answers you've been looking for, you've been craving for. Maybe you attending that seminar That's where you're going to bump into someone that is going to invest in your business. Maybe you actually learning that skill would actually open your mindset into the right kind of business model you want to start investing in. Maybe you actually taking up that course, going grocery shopping, you bump into an old friend that would link you to someone that might end up engaging you and getting married to you, okay, or might even link you to someone that would find really good interest in your business, really good interest in your skills, your personality, and would want to help you, would want to put you out there, would want to motivate you. You just can never tell. But because that voice is so calm, so little, we don't pay attention to it. So you want to start paying attention to your intuitive nudges, and don't just pay attention to it, start taking action. Your mind told you to write a book, go ahead and write the book. Your mind told you to make a video, go ahead and do it. Your mind told you to apply for an event, go ahead and do it. Because the truth is, we are not fortune tellers. And no matter how hard you try, you can never, I repeat, you can never see the future no matter how hard you try. The only way to predict the future is to experience it. And the only way you can experience the future is to actually move in the direction of the kind of life that you want. You cannot sit there and tell yourself, I want to be successful, but then you're not making any kind of action in the direction of your goals. Then how are you going to be successful? Wishes aren't horses, and no matter how much you say it, if you don't take actions, it's not going to happen. Words are empty without actions. Faith are empty without deeds. That's the way the world works. Surround yourself with people, experiences, and environments that elevate you. Now, this is very important because sometimes we think we are superhumans, we are so strong, and that no matter what happens, that our environment cannot affect us, and that's not true. Now, let me explain why I think that's not true. Imagine going to the market and buying a basket full of tomatoes. Now, when you come back, it turns out that there is one single tomato that is rotten in the whole basket of tomatoes. Now, if you are so lazy and you just keep that basket of tomatoes on the table, you don't wash it, you don't pick out the rotten fruits, and you just let all of them sit and marinate with each other. If you come back in the next 2 days, you're going to find out that you don't just have one rotten fruit, you're probably going to have like 3 4 rotten fruits. And if you leave it up to a week, you're going to find out that you're going to have like half a basket full of rotten fruits. Now, what am I trying to say? You might not like to accept this, but your environment plays a vital role to your mental programming. Your environment plays a vital role to the way you think, the things you do, the way you carry yourself. Take, for instance, peer group influence. We've all been there. Maybe you are constantly surrounded with people that drink. All of a sudden, you're taking one bottle and then two and then three, and before you know it, it becomes so normal to you to be a drinker, to drink alcohol or to drink with people. It becomes your new norm. Now, take for instance, you're surrounded with people that always go to the gym. The first day they hit the gym, you're like, oh, you guys should do your thing. They do it for about a week, and the next thing you feel left out for not hitting the gym. And then the next thing you know, you're like, you know what, let me go to the gym with you guys today. And the next thing, you're tagging along, it becomes your new normal. Whether it's a good habit or a bad habit, your environment has a way of reprogramming your mindset. So if you want to move towards a specific goal, if you want to achieve something in your life, you need to start associating with people that think the way you want to think. Remember, just pay attention to what I said. I didn't say people that think the way you think. I said the people that think the way you want to think. So it's a future thing, because the thing is, maybe you're thinking the way you want to think today. Will you think like that next week? Will you think like that when the going gets hard? Because everybody talks about achieving their goals. Everybody talks about elevating themselves, reinventing yourself. but we barely talk about the pain, the trauma, the fears, the difficulties that comes with chasing your dreams. And trust me, it's hard. Imagine waking up every day and putting your very best into something that means so much to you. But every single day you're not seeing results. Every single day you're failing. Imagine what that does to your brain. That's where you get to determine how strong you are, because then that is where so many people quit, because they try so hard and they feel like, you know what? I'm done trying. Let's just live life. Let's just be mediocre, right? So what you want to do is to start associating yourself with people that think the way you want to think. So no matter how hard it gets, you have a strong support system behind you. So what I'm trying to say is surround yourself with the right people. Pay attention to what you feed your mind. Pay attention to the people you discuss your dreams with. Pay attention to the places you attend. Because if you're constantly surrounding yourself with people that can't see your vision, they're going to discourage you from getting to your destination. And then maybe one day you're going to be like, oh, why didn't I actually chase that passion? It was actually as a result of the influence of your environment. If you're constantly surrounded with people that are go getters, the next thing, whenever you're with them, you're going to feel empowered. They're going to motivate you. They're going to talk about ideas that you didn't even know existed. You're going to learn so much just by being around them. But if you're constantly mindlessly scrolling, instantly gratifying your needs by eating a lot, or even associating with people that are on the same mindset, people that are on the same mentality and level as you are, people that gossip, that spend money recklessly, that don't even know about what investing is all about, people that don't even know how to grow their wealth. That's exactly what you're going to keep experiencing. But when you start resonating with people in a higher frequency than you are, you learn more from them. Your brain is then exposed to more concepts that you didn't even know existed. Maybe to you, any $1,000 is, or any 1,000 naira is like the max. And then you start befriending people that are any 100,000 naira, then the next thing you're like, oh, I'm too broke. I need to meet up to their level. That's how change happens. But if you're earning 1,000 naira and you're constantly associating with people that are earning 100 naira, you're always going to feel like the boss. You're always going to feel like a champion in the village because you're currently at the village. But step out of your comfort zone. It's uncomfortable being around people that are way above you, but the more you associate with them, the more exposed you're going to become. So with that, we've come to the end of the video, and I really do hope this was as impactful and enlightening as possible. And if you found this helpful, please let me know in the comment section so I can create more content like this. And I'll see you in my next episode. Bye.